Okay, so let's take a look at using generative AI to help you in the right way with the homework for this week. Okay, so we'll do a little introduction to how you might use this in a way that supports what you learn and doesn't replace it. So I've just taken the homework code, the homework instructions, and dropped them straight in. I had to edit out some things about using Canvas Viewer because it doesn't know about Canvas Viewer and it can't do that. So you'll have to do that yourself. Okay. But I told it step 1, step 2, step 3, show these, print the array list without using a for loop, show the list of methods that is available for ArrayList. Okay, let's see what it does. So I hit return. Here's the code it wrote. Okay, I'm going to copy that code, come over to what I had in my edit window and drop in that new code. And let's see kind of how it understood what I was doing. Well, I'm going to step through this with the debugger. Okay, so first we noticed that it said, all right, part 1, program and put the numbers in an array list. So it came up with a name for it. It used the right syntax. It made another numbers array, numbers a list. It made another variable. So this helps you learn the syntax. Okay, so when you make an array list, you need to do angle bracket paren paren. That's tricky to remember. You're going to have to practice that to remember it. Don't just count on, this is a time saver to show you how to do it, but now go back and try and write it yourself by hand and make sure that you get that pattern down, okay? The next thing it does is set up a scanner and ask you to enter some numbers. We're gonna go down and just put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, okay? Now what I want you to do is use the JGrass plugin, because it's very convenient. And if we look at the numbers array, it draws a little picture for us. It shows the index of each location and the value. I put a breakpoint at the very end, so we raced through all the code. Here's numbers as a list. Okay, so array lists look differently. This one still has 10 slots and the size is 10. There are the numbers. So that's not how I entered them, is it? Huh? Oh, that's because I sorted them. This is after the sort was done. Sorry, I skipped through all of these steps at one time. So we did number list.sort, we did numbers word list.sort, and the array lists both got sorted automatically. Here's the words list. Okay, so there are 10 slots, but it only filled them up with 9. We also wanted you to explore going to 15 and seeing what happens. An interesting one is that if we go to the console, it printed out what we asked for. Here's the sorted words. It picked up words for us. We didn't have to waste time putting in random words. It does that work for you. So it can be a time saver, but you have to keep your eye on the ball and know that what you're doing, you understand. Because I'm going to do an interview with you live, and you're going to have to be able to make sense of the code and write code from scratch, okay? Then it printed out a strange thing when we asked for the list of all the methods, okay? It did word list dot get class method. And if we hang out over here, we see what that does. So that tells you the class of the object. So that's going to tell you that that's an array list, word list.getClass. Then it calls a method called getDeclaredMethods. So that's very cool. All right. And getDeclaredMethods returns an array that has all the method objects in it. And so here it's just giving you the address of the array because it just printed it as an array. If we go to JGrasp and we look at words list, we can't, right? Because words list is just these foods. It's not this expression. But there's a really nice little function here called evaluate expression. And we can grab up that whole phrase, copy, Control C, and paste, Control V, and say, can you evaluate that for us? And so here's the array that it returned, right? When we printed it, it just printed the address of where this array lives, because it's not an array list. If it was an array list, it would print very nicely. But an array you have to do a for loop. So instead of doing a for loop, it just put in a print statement, and we just got the that not so helpful output that you saw over here on the console, okay? But here, if we do an inspection after evaluating the expression, we can see all 57 methods that come with the ArrayList class. And so there's .size, .remove, .remove with an integer, .equals, here's .clear. So this is a really clever way of answering that question, right? I just expected that you'd go to the API documentation or Google around and look up some classes. But this is a very cool expression, and the reason that it came up is because of using generative AI and having it construct a solution for us. So there are really great ways to use this tool, and I want you to explore this. But we have to be careful that you're always using it in a way that expands your knowledge and doesn't replace what you want to understand and be able to do with an automated solution. Thanks.